Hi, I'm Yuriy with TrustArt Realty, and today we're talking about a term every landlord needs to know, reasonable accommodation. It's an essential part of fair housing law, and it can involve more than you think. A reasonable accommodation is a change or exception to landlord's rules, policies, or services that allow a person with a disability to have equal use and enjoyment of their home. The Fair Housing Act mandates that landlord must provide this accommodation. They can be simple, such as allowing a tenant to have an emotional support animal in a no pets building or providing a specific parking spot for a tenant with mobility issues. But reasonable accommodation can get more complicated. What if a tenant needs a physical change to the property, like installing a ramp or widening a doorway or adding grab bars in the bathroom? Or what if a tenant with a disability asks for a different due date because their disability check doesn't come until later in the month? Therefore, you must approach this request carefully. You are required to allow a tenant to make physical modifications at their own expense, and in some cases, you may be able to ask them to pay an additional deposit to restore the property to the original condition at the time when they move out. For requests related to rent payments, a late payment can be considered a reasonable accommodation, especially if it's necessary for the tenant to manage their disability-related financial circumstances. Bottom line is that reasonable accommodation can be both physical changes to a property and exception to your policy. If you're a Philadelphia landlord and you need help navigating these complex situations, contact us here at TrustArt Realty. We will help you to protect your investment and ensure that you're compliant with all fair housing rules.